All right, everyone. Welcome to this lovely continuation in our Somatic Workshop series with Zena Watson, who is a licensed clinical social worker. They have a private practice on the East Coast, actually, and probably experiencing maybe colder weather than us, perhaps not. Um, and they have a background in therapeutic work, really centering body awareness, and also they have background in dance. So they bring a lot of lived and personal experience to this space. I'm very thankful always to get to be here with all of you and co-learning and embracing this opportunity with Zena. So thank you, Zena. It is always a gift to have time with you. Your turn. Take it away.
Thank you, Reggie. And hi, everybody. I, I didn't, hello, hello to the folks who I did not get to name before starting. Welcome to this workshop for today. Support around and at the edges of you. Um, if you have not attended a workshop that I've done before, it's fine. And if you have not seen any of this particular workshop series on the YouTube channel, that's fine as well. This is a 10 series somatic workshop, and that is focusing on building a new relationship with the body that you're in now. You do not have to attend all 10 of the workshops in this series. It is designed where you can come to one, get something out of it, skip a few, come to another, drop in as you choose. Uh, so and I have cats, and my cats are now starting to get a little bit vocal. So
I
I
love
apologize.
that. I love that.
I apologize in advance. They knew the cameras on. One is about to knock something over, so hopefully it doesn't collide. Too bad. Oh God. I see it shaking. Um, as Reggie said, I am, so my pronouns are they, them. I am a licensed clinical social worker, somatic therapist, and a trauma therapist. And so for today's workshop, as you can see, this is going to be a workshop where we're doing some embodied practice around support around and at the edges of you. For this particular practice, there will be an option later on of doing self touch. I will give you advance notice as we're going into that practice. If you want to use props, something in between your hands and your body, you can. For this first embodied practice. And we'll start off with an embodied practice. And then afterwards, I'll open it up, give us an opportunity to introduce ourselves if you choose. But for this first embodied practice, it's not going to be doing any sort of self touch. We're just going to be focusing on the support that's underneath us. So for this, oh, and let me do my spiel. So we're going to be recording the somatic practices so that if you would like to at any point watch them and then come back and watch them or do them again on your own, you'll have that option on the YouTube channel. My camera is set up here, but as I am guiding the practice, I'm also doing it. So sometimes I'm not going to actually be looking in the camera. So I name that in advance. So, so for this embodied practice, you're welcome to listen or to witness or to join at your own pace. If you've ever been to or seen one of my workshops, the occurring thing I say is there's no right or wrong way to participate in these embodied practices. You're also welcome to turn your camera off if that feels more comfortable for you. And for this particular practice, you can have your eyes open or your eyes closed, whichever feels comfortable. I'm going to stop the share. I think that worked.
It did. It worked great. It worked great. Yep.
Okay. And lovely. All right. And so with your eyes either open or closed, I invite you to take a moment to pause. Take a moment to land in the space that you're in. And land on the surface beneath you, the surface that's holding you in place. And for this practice, I'm going to be inviting you to go on a journey of your body as it makes contact with that surface beneath you. And we'll start this practice with the lower part of the body. So I invite you to bring your awareness to the bottom of your lower body that makes contact with the surface beneath you. So if you're sitting, this may be the bottoms of your feet or your legs as they make contact with the floor or a footrest. If you're lying down, bringing your awareness to the back of your legs and feet as they make contact with the bed. And notice how the bottom of your body connects to the floor, the footrest, or the bed. Allow yourself to feel the surface underneath you, supporting your feet or your legs, holding them in place. And just feel how this surface makes contact with your legs or your feet and holds you in place. And if it feels okay to do so, notice the sensations where the bottom of your lower body makes contact to the floor, the footrest, or the bed. Maybe you notice warmth, tingling, or pressure. Maybe you notice tension. Maybe you notice textures like softness or hardness. Or maybe you notice a sensation of numbness. If it feels okay to do so, pick one sensation to hang out with for a moment. It can be a sensation that feels neutral or okay enough to be with. It can be a sensation that feels comforting, or it can be a sensation that you're just curious about. And as you hang out with that sensation, see if you can notice one thing about that sensation as that part of your body makes contact with the surface beneath you. So if the sensation is warmth that you're hanging out with, maybe see if you can notice anything about the warmth. If it's evenly distributed or spreads a little. If the sensation you're hanging with is tension or numbness, maybe seeing if the tension or numbness is even, or if there's some parts of the tension or numbness that are more or less tense or numb than others. And as you're noticing one thing about that sensation, if it feels okay to do so, you can even play a little with the contact to the surface underneath you by pressing your feet or your legs a little more into the floor, the footrest, or the bed. And just seeing if, with playing with that pressure, if you can notice any changes in the sensation you're hanging with. And you're welcome to stay here, hanging out with the sensation in your feet or legs as they make contact to the surface underneath you. Or if it feels okay to do so, bring your awareness to the midsection of your body. So your glutes or your rear end as it makes contact with the surface underneath you. And notice how your glutes or your rear end connects to the chair, the seat, or the bed underneath. And allow yourself to feel the surface underneath you, supporting your rear end, holding that midsection in place. And if it feels okay to do so, notice the sensation where your glutes make contact with the chair or the bed underneath you. So maybe you notice warmth, tingling, or pressure, Or maybe you notice tension, or maybe you notice textures like softness, hardness, or maybe you notice a sensation of numbness. If it feels okay to do so, pick one sensation to hang out with for a moment. It can be a sensation that feels neutral or okay enough to be with. It can be a sensation that feels comforting, or it can be a sensation that you're just curious about. And as you're hanging out with that sensation, see if you can notice one thing about that sensation as your glutes or rear end make contact with the surface beneath you. And as you're noticing one thing about that sensation, if it feels okay to do so, you can even play a little with the contact to the surface underneath you by pushing your rear end a little more into the seat or bed. And just seeing if you can notice any changes in the sensation you're hanging with. And you're welcome to stay here, hanging out with a sensation in your glutes or rear end as it makes contact to the surface underneath you. Or if it feels okay to do so, now bring your awareness to the upper section of your body that makes contact to the surface behind you. So if you're sitting, this may be your back and shoulders as they make contact with the chair or the wall. If you're lying down, your upper back, shoulders, maybe even the back of your head as they make contact with the bed. And notice how the upper section of your body connects to the chair, the wall, or the bed. Allow yourself to feel the surface behind you, supporting your back, your shoulders, your head, holding these parts of your body in place. And if it feels okay to do so, Notice the sensation at the places the upper section of your body makes contact with the chair or the wall or the bed. Maybe you notice warmth, tingling, or pressure. Maybe you notice tension. Maybe you notice textures like softness or hardness. Or maybe you notice numbness. If it feels okay to do so, pick one sensation to hang out with for a moment. And again, it can be a sensation that feels neutral or okay enough to be with, a sensation that feels comforting, or a sensation you're curious about. And as you hang out with that sensation, as that part of your body makes contact with the surface behind you, see if you can notice one thing about that sensation. So if you're hanging with warmth, maybe noticing if the warmth is evenly distributed or if it spreads a little. If you're hanging with tension or numbness, maybe seeing if the tension or numbness is even, or if some parts of the tension or numbness are more or less tense or numb than others. And as you're noticing one thing about this sensation, if it feels okay to do so, you can even play a little with the contact to the surface behind you by doing little shifts of your back or shoulders side to side against the chair or wall or bed. And see if you notice any changes in the sensation as you play with that contact. So in a moment, this journey of our body as it makes contact with the surface underneath and behind us will come to an end. You may have noticed a few sensations, and whatever you noticed is okay. And you may have played a little with movement and adjustments, noticing little changes in sensation at the points of contact. Before we end our journey, I invite you to bring your attention to the place where you feel most supported right now. The place where gravity feels a bit kinder. And just take a moment to bask in this support. And if no place feels supported right now, if no place in your body feels held, you're welcome to bring your attention to the place where gravity hurts the least, because that may be the support your body is offering in this moment. And from this embodied place of being supported and held in place by the surface underneath you, I invite you to gently open your eyes. Slowly take a look around your space and just noticing what it feels like to look at your space from this embodied place of being supported by the surface underneath and behind you. And when you notice you feel ready, you can slowly let your head turn back to the screen. If you turned your camera off for this embodied practice, you're welcome to turn it back on, or you can keep it off, whatever feels right for you. And thank you for taking a moment to settle, orient, and arrive in this space.